After the whole Black Lives Matter campaign, after the Freddie Gray incident, people started rioting. Everyone just started going ballistic. Everyone's going crazy, and the media is just covering all of this, craziness with CVS getting fires everywhere, burglaries, and everyone saying, "Well, wow, these black people are such savages," and everyone is just being a thug and tearing down their own neighborhoods. What I find funny is that they're saying they're tearing down their own neighborhoods, and it was a CVS. Last time I checked, CVS was not a black-owned business. I didn't hear of anyone tearing down any black-owned businesses. Not that I'm justifying any kind of, rioting or anything. I'm just saying, let's not make it something that it's not. Because this isn't, black people going and just killing each other, saying Black Lives Matter and going and killing each other. That's not what is going on. So I am featuring my friend here, Deebo Dioso, and he is a rap artist, and he has made different raps about things like this, about violence, about positivity, about overcoming it, about the government, about corruption. Especially on one of my favorite songs that he has made, where he's covered DMX's "Stop Being Greedy," where he talks about classism and poverty in the hood, along with some racial aspects. So he's here to give his opinion on what he thinks about physical violence and physical protest, rather than the peaceful protest that people like MLK started inspiring.
I like to think about them more as like uprisings rather than riots. Once you push somebody to a certain point, all we doing is these peaceful, these protests that's peaceful, which is not a problem, but it's like we need, that other side. We got to show them, that, there's another side to us that you don't want to really cross. Like I have an analogy, like picture a basketball court, right? There's a giant hand in the middle of the court. White people are behind the hand, shooting the ball, layups, easy shots all day, right? That's all they do. Us black people are at the foul line. So when we shoot, there's a constant hand shooting us. That ball, right? Everyone has their own ball, which is the equivalent to life. Mm-hmm. You shoot that ball, it's constantly getting blocked. Some people actually make it, which is, our dreams, actually us being successful. But there's always that plateau. There's always that hand.
There's always that obstacle, right?
Blocking us. Mm-hmm. As black people to succeed. Mm-hmm. Now what's happening with the riots is, now picture that same hand out of nowhere smacks the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, alright, hold up, my nigga, I'm dead. I'm already struggling. Now you're gonna smack me, my nigga?
Yeah.
But it's like, so first, people over here, kumbaya, we start doing our peaceful stuff, chill, my nigga, don't smack us. Alright, boom. Now another smack comes down. Now it kills somebody next to you. And it's like, damn, my nigga, killing niggas, man. I'm just trying to shoot, my nigga. That's it, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Meanwhile, people on the other side, they don't know what we gonna do because they shot as simple as hell. They got their little layups, they good. You know what I mean? But then once that shit starts keep smacking, after a while, somebody in this group is gonna be like, yo, we gotta take that thumb out, my nigga. Yo, that fucking pinky, my nigga. Yo, we gotta break that shit, my nigga. That's my nigga. And that's what I feel like is happening with the riots, B. I feel like after a while, you start pushing people to that limit, and then we just gotta fucking start breaking shit. And everybody complaining about them breaking the neighborhood, and everybody's quick to point fingers at the black people doing what they doing, but not even talking about what caused this entire situation. Nobody's addressing that. Nobody addressed that until we started rioting, until we started doing all this shit. Then they want to, you know what I'm saying, put more, shine and light to the Freddie Gray situation, but it's bigger than Freddie Gray. It's like, it's everybody. This is all black people. This is everything. Everybody goes through this as a black male. Even black females go through this situation, and it sucks that people really believe that these destroyed businesses and these destroyed windows is the equivalent to a life loss. You see what I'm saying? People could replace those windows. You can't replace a life. That mother will never see his son again or her son again.
You made a great point about the hand. I would be guessing would represent pretty much systematic oppression.
That's
how hard it is for a black person to succeed. And you also made a great point on saying how everyone's focused on the riots. Everyone, every single article you see is people are protesting because they put it in this sort of sequence. Black uprisers are protesting and rioting and destroying communities after Freddie Gray, a criminal, was, suffered spinal injuries and died after a confrontation with the police a week before. People are saying, well, it could have been anything, first of all, number one, he was a criminal. Okay, we get that. Yes, he was a criminal. And it was a week later and he died from spinal injuries, which could have been by the police. Now, yes, right. to be fair, it was a week later. We don't exactly know if it was from the police or not. Everyone has their different opinions on that. The thing that I don't agree with is everyone is saying it was because of Freddie Gray. Listen, something can cause something, but it doesn't mean that it's the reason for it. You know what I'm saying? For example, I've experienced a lot of, corruption, living in the hood. I've experienced a lot of different things, a lot of different heartbreaks from friends, from girlfriends, stuff like that. But when I had my first heartbreak when I was 15 years old, that's when I started YouTube. So my ex-girlfriend was the one that caused me to actually start making YouTube videos. Was she the reason? Do I make YouTube videos for her? No, she's not the reason. She was the right. cause. She's what sparked it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't the reason. I think there's a difference here. Freddie Gray dying was the cause for this happening. But it wasn't the reason behind this whole rioting. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to riot and start destroying shit over one person dying. That's what everyone's making it seem like. But all of this rioting is stemmed from, a history. Yeah. A long, long history of racial profiling, yep. of, police brutality based on race, and cops killing criminals. And yes, am I defending a criminal? Yes, I am defending a criminal. Because just because you're a criminal doesn't mean that you deserve to die. Who am I to say that you're supposed to die? You're not supposed to lynch someone. This isn't, medieval times. This is, you get a trial. You're not beaten up. A cop is not supposed to take it into his own hands to beat the shit out of you because he feels like you're a scumbag. If you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. Throw me in jail. You know what I'm saying? Put me on trial. Don't come out here and start shooting people or racially profiling people just because they're black. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it is a race thing. That's why we always say Black Lives Matter, because it's as if it's always a black person, that is always, criminalized. It's always a black person, walking down the street and a cop feels the need to go and harass him or to find what he's doing wrong. So it's like if you're black, you're already a criminal. Just walking down the street, they're already looking at you strange, like, okay, let's see what he's up to further prove the statistics. And
the thing that they do best is they try to destroy your character. So what they'll do is they'll find a reason to justify why they killed that person. Just like the Mike Brown stuff, you know what I'm saying? With the whole cigarette stuff, and then, that, like, even if that was him, and I'm not even saying that's not, because even me, myself, I fell victim to the media's lies before. But, like, even if he did steal the cigarettes, that's not a justifiable reason to shoot anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like with all of the fucking, the mass murders and the kids shot in schools and the fucking shooting in the movie theaters, all they do is get sent to wards. You know what I'm saying? And those are lives taken. So just look at the difference there. You know what I'm saying? Don't just look at the media and think you got everything upstairs. Do a little bit of research, because I fell victim as well. When I first heard about the riots, I didn't even know what was happening. All I saw was footage of black people throwing garbage cans at at white people, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? But little did I know, it was those white people that started that entire situation. They were peacefully marching, and here goes white people thinking shit sweet. That's another thing. Y'all niggas think shit sweet. Thinking shit sweet, going calling everybody niggas and all that, thinking we not gonna do nothing because we peaceful. Nah, you got shit twisted out here. You gotta understand, to make shit really work, we needed MLK, yes we did, but we also needed Malcolm X. That combination is what got us to where we are. If we continue to have, of course we need the peaceful people, but we need the people with the head on their shoulders to speak for us, whatever, this is what we want, blah, blah, blah. But then you need people that's ready for war if needed, because it's already a war upon us. It's just us not fighting back, pretty much. And once we start fighting back, that's when we really gonna start getting our motherfucking results.
How I feel personally about the riots is, I think some of it is a bit misguided. I think some of it is a little bit misdirected. I mean, I think they should have done that to police departments. You know, if you really want to do a revolution, if you really want to go crazy like that,
I said that.
I feel like you know, go to the police department, raid the police departments, but don't raid stores. I think stores. It doesn't. Yes, you're calling for action. You're calling for awareness. You're showing your grievance, but a store is like, what does a store really have to do with, you know, what you're doing? So I didn't completely agree with it. Just because I don't condone something doesn't mean I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm not going to judge these people for rioting. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when white people are rioting over losing a sports game, the media calls them dedicated fans. Whenever you see those labels of thugs, savages, are only placed on black people by the media. You know, and you might sit here and say, oh, well, I can call anyone a thug. Well, not the media. Because I haven't heard a white person being called a thug for rioting or for killing someone in a long time. Last time I checked, they get called talented. They get called, you know, marksmen and, you know, dedicated ex-soldiers or geniuses or mentally ill. Black people are called savages, monkeys, and thugs and, you know, hoodlums and such for rioting. You know what I'm saying? You're acting like this is senseless violence. The history behind the word thug is, you know, someone that doesn't really, you know, someone that's a hoodlum, someone that just causes trouble just for the hell of causing trouble.
Right.
That's what a thug is. Look up the definition of a thug, the history behind it. You will see what thug means. So to call us a thug, you're pretty much erasing our history. You're pretty much saying that, oh, you guys are just rioting because you want to. You're just looking for an excuse to tear shit down and be more monkeys like you guys usually are. You guys don't actually have any problems with the country. You guys don't actually have any real grievances. You know what I'm saying? You're completely dismissing everything that led up to the situation, that led up to the riots. So when you look at the riots, if you don't want it to happen again, I would love if there were no more riots, because I thought it was kind of silly to go riot and, you know, destroy stores. Now, need be, if you want to riot against, you know, the cops, y'all should do that shit if y'all keep racially profiling and, you know, everything is going against us. And you want to sit here and discriminate against black people or against people, period. Because, you know, cops are doing this shit to mentally ill people, to women, to black people, to white people. It's going on with everyone. There's a corrupt justice system going on right here. They don't know how to enforce the law. They're bounty hunters. They're not even protecting the law. They're just sitting here trying to incriminate everyone. Don't sit here and ignore everything and act as if we're just doing, like, if it's going on for no reason. If you don't want the riots to happen, then how about you do something to make sure that what caused the riots doesn't keep on happening? That's all. Because all you want to do is sit here and say savage this and thug that. You guys are not oppressed, this and that. You guys are delusional. How about you sit here and actually pay attention to the real problem that's going on? Look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at the media and say, oh, these guys are just, you know, these guys are just savages. No, it's not. It's not because of Freddie Gray. He caused it. But that's not the main reason. This is shit that's been going on for a long time. It's not just Trayvon Martin. It's not just Eric Garner. It's not just Mike Brown. Those are just some figures that were big on the media. But shit like this goes down all the time. All the time, you know, black people are constantly incriminated and racially profiled based on their color. Based on the color of their skin. So when this adds up, you know, little things, this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. It wasn't just, you know, oh, we wanted to riot because 4 people died in the past couple years. Nah, this shit happens every day. Just because it doesn't make it to the media doesn't mean it's not important.
The problem is a lot of white people really don't understand what's happening. And I feel like you guys always put your 2 cents in, you know, thinking you know the whole world, but not understanding, or at least even trying to understand what we go through on the daily basis. What's pretty much happening in a nutshell is every action that we do, and including riots, even when we rob each other or do all this stuff, not that other races don't do it, but a lot of things are stemmed from the conditions that we are put in. You know what I'm saying? This is the condition we living in. We living in poverty. We are constantly oppressed every day. Like, this is just what we go through. This is just where we live, you know what I'm saying? this is how we grow up. You guys don't grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? Not that there's people that don't grow up with issues, but our issues are systematic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are just constantly getting shut down. Job interviews we don't get. Fucking schools won't accept us. Whatever it is, we just constantly get put in this bubble, so we can't get too far and just can't leave the bubble. So you guys got to understand, when you're looking at the media and you think that's what it is, you got to really do your research. Please do your research before you even comment on this video, before you do whatever. Do your research and really understand what's happening, because this is something that's been going on for years now, and maybe years to come if we don't really step up. You know what I'm saying? And we getting shot up by people that's supposed to protect us, B. Not killing each other. That's not what we worried about right now. Because we handle shit like that by doing shows for people and, you know, other shit like that, community service.
So many things, you know.
There's shit that works towards that, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about police against black people, and this is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you want to change how we act, how we riot, how we do this, first you must change the conditions that we are living in. Change everything around us, and we will become better people, not only for the generation, but for us as a race.
What he's pretty much saying is that this is not, you know, a blame toward white people. This was not an attack on white people, but merely a retaliation. And not a retaliation on just one event, but many events. A daily event. And that's systematic oppression. Particularly and specifically in the criminal justice system.
Just one more thing I want to add. Instead of just protesting in big community areas, I feel like we should be protesting in the hood. I feel like that's where we get those accidents. You know what I'm saying? Those accidents are happening in Times Square or fucking 14th. Not that they aren't, but in the hood is where we getting attacked. This is where we getting hit. We need the people in the hood, the people standing outside, the people, you know, that's just outside chilling, you know, whatever. Those are the people we need on our side for this whole operation to work. We need the street soldiers. Do you see the justice that we trying to accomplish here? And it's either you gonna help us or you gonna hurt us.
Almonte out.
Deebo.
Yes. Well, yeah. This was day 5, I think, of the Black Lives Matter marathon. I believe this marathon will be a little more extensive. There will probably be videos in between, just because of all of the different arguments that are arising that I need to disprove. So yeah.
You got us paying for classes, price raising for gas. Top it off, y'all was already raising the taxes. You act in the hood while the guns spit. All the money that can help the world, you niggas spending on dumb shit.